All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to remove any fake reviews your competitors left you or any negative reviews left on your products. Hey, what's up guys, Yaniv here, and I've been selling on Amazon since 2017 and documenting my journey here on YouTube since then as well. And over the course of that time, I've launched many products on Amazon, and I know exactly how devastating it can be if you're just starting to launch a product and you get a one negative review or like a 1-star negative review, or just in the first 20 reviews, if one of them is negative, it can really slow down your sales. And in fact, I've been helping and working with one of my students, which I'll show you in a little bit, and it inspired me to make this video because I saw how devastating one bad review can be. Also, I know that there are a ton of different videos on how to get reviews removed on YouTube here, and to be honest, I've watched through a lot of them in the past, and they're pretty useless. And so generally, no one goes super in depth on how to do it. Either they don't have experience doing it, they don't know what they're doing, or just the tactics don't work anymore. So I'm going to show you, how to get these reviews removed in 2022 and the exact strategy that works for me. So let's dive right into the computer, right? How to remove fake or negative reviews from your Amazon products. Now, and the best part is that, I've had some success with this in less than 48 hours in some cases, and some of my students as well. So I'll show you how to do this. So right here, like I said, this is my student who recently was doing really well, but basically, right around there, he had run out of some stock, and right around there is when he got his first negative review that dropped his star rating to a lower star rating, and obviously, lowered his sales going from there. So if that sounds familiar, that's because it happens to so many people, and a lot of people don't know how to handle these situations. So that's exactly what this video is for. Now, what can you do at this point once you get that first review that does tank your sales? First, number one, right? I'm going to show you how to turn the negative review into a positive review. And believe it or not, the method I'm going to show you has a 90% success rate for myself. So we'll get to that. Or if that doesn't work, I'm going to show you how to actually get rid of the product review altogether. And if you can't get rid of it, I'm going to show you how to, hide the product review. And this last one is actually, a little bit kind of gray hat-ish. I would say it's a little bit more probably against terms of service, probably is. But a lot of people are doing it, and I want to make sure that, if you're selling on Amazon, you should at least know that people do this, that this is possible. Whether you do it yourself is, at your own risk, obviously. I personally don't do this stuff, but I know a lot of people who do. So stay to the end for that one. I'll definitely get to that, at the end. That's last resort, all right? So another thing to notice is, this is not going to work with every single review, but it's worth a shot, right? If you don't try, it's 100% going to be a negative review, so you might as well try to get it removed. Now, starting off with number one, right? How to turn a negative review into a positive review. All of a sudden, a bad review that's bringing your rating down can be turned into a great review for others to see. Now, basically, this just looks like, someone has a bad review, and all of a sudden, your customer service is so good that they change that review into a positive one, and it goes, update, they say update, the company reached out, they did such a great job with me, I would definitely recommend working with them because, I trust the company, and the customer service was amazing. To be honest, everyone probably watching this has had an experience like that where the customer service was so good that you just, it kind of changed your whole perspective on the company, right? So that's the main thing that we're focusing on doing. So using this strategy, like I said, I convert 90% of my negative reviews into positive ones, okay? Like that's not an exaggeration, that's 100% real. And assuming this isn't a competitor leaving you a review, I'll show you what to do if it is a competitor later. The best thing to do is just reach out to the customer. And Amazon has made it easier now than ever, because before, the only way you could really do that is to reply to reviews. And replying to reviews was awesome because you could, kind of get in front of it, right? Like, so when another customer was seeing a negative review, they see your comment, they'll be like, oh, okay, at least these people are, they care, and they're willing to make it right. But then they removed that. So you couldn't really respond to negative reviews, and all you could see is these negative reviews kind of, there, and obviously, hurting your sales. So now what you can do though is you can follow up with reviewers, and it's fully terms of service compliant. It's literally something that Amazon pushes. You do need brand registry to do this. So if you don't have brand registry, in general, like it's a total must to have it done. So go figure out a way to get that done so you can, do this. First of all, just in itself, you can, convert 90% of your reviews into positive ones, or your bad reviews. And, there's a whole bunch of other stuff you can do with that too. But 2022, you're going to need a brand registry anyways. So assuming you do have brand registry, the next step is to go to your Seller Central, go to brands, and then go to customer reviews. Once you click on that, it's going to pull up all the customer reviews you've gotten in the past, I think 30 days-ish. I'm not sure exactly. But what you want to do is go to star rating, and you want to filter for 3, 2, and 1 stars. When you do this, the only thing that's going to show up are your 3, 2, and 1 star ratings, obviously. And those are the only ones that Amazon actually lets you follow up with the customer, with. So in the past, I've only had this one negative review. I did have a product actually being suppressed. Right now I'm dealing with it. So a lot of the reviews here are blocked on my main variation. So basically what you want to do is you'll have a button here. You'll be able to reach out to the customer, and there's 2 options that it gives you. One is to just give them a full refund, and 2 is actually just follow up with them and ask, hey, is there anything that we can do to help you work through this situation that you had with a bad review? And I never ever go for the fully refund, because you want to be able to get contact with the person. So I click on, reach out and figure out, what we can do. Now, this is really, really good because it gives you direct contact with the customer. Before, you had to look through your orders, try to find which customer was the one who had, the same name as the reviewer. And it was basically, a very, very difficult thing to do. But now Amazon is basically giving you this. And once you open up this dialog, you'll be able to go to the messages. So if you click view messages here, it will take you straight to the messages with this person. Now, it'll probably come here, but you just have to press all messages and it will open everything for you. So like I said, once you press that button, it's going to automatically send the message to the customer. Now, let me show you the timeline of how we work with the customer here, right? So reach out through the automated tool. Like I showed you, click, to reach out to them. And the faster you can do this, the better, right? So either if you're already checking your listing all the time for positive, negative reviews, as soon as you see it, go to that brand section, send it out. Or you can use Helium 10 smart notification tools to know when you do get a bad review. So basically you set this up, and every time you get a review change, Helium 10 will email you and you'll know, hey, damn, I got a bad review. Let me go contact this person. So if you don't have Helium 10, first link in the description or second link in the description for some discounted Helium 10 codes there. So go ahead and pick that up. Literally the only tool you probably need for 2022. So go get that if you don't have it. Now, once you submit, you'll have the chat log. Like I said, you'll be able to message them through the seller messages tab. And this is amazing because you already have their order number and all that kind of stuff, and you basically have all their details. Now, if they answer, right, once you send them that, it's kind of like an auto email, and it will just have a preloaded text in there that Amazon sends to the customer. If they do answer and reply to it, right, they're most likely going to tell you what's wrong with the product. So you're going to say, after you read that, right, you can basically say the same thing every single time. Someone's gonna say, oh, it was broken, or it was whatever, or blah, 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 okay? So you say, hey, I'm so sorry to hear that. We strive to make the best quality products, and unfortunately, it looks like you may have gotten a defective unit. We always say defective unit because, that's what they'll be like, oh, okay, that's that happens, right? We'd like to make it up to you and refund your purchase fully of the product name, as well as send you out a replacement unit with expedited shipping on us. Okay, so refund, replacement, expedited shipping. No need to send anything back. You can just throw out the old unit if you have no need for it. Please let me know if you'd be interested. We would love the opportunity to make things right with you. That's what I say every single time, essentially. So let's copy paste. All right. And the key to making this work is giving a refund plus a replacement. So basically they're getting a free unit, okay? And sometimes if the item is cheap and has variation, so for example, if you have different sizes or colors or whatever, I can even sometimes offer them another color additionally also as compensation. So for example, let's say they originally had a black one, I'll send them out a black one, and then I'll send them out a blue one. So I'll send them 2 and fully refund them. And the reason we do this is because this is key to it, right? You need to go so far above and beyond what somebody expects with customer service that they're completely blown away by this, okay? And we'll do the math on this later, why this makes incredibly good sense to do this in a second. And after that, you're going to go back and forth with them. They're going to, if the reason we ask them, right, we would love the opportunity to make things right with you, right? Please let me know if you'd be interested. So they're going to answer yes, that'd be amazing. Thank you so much. And then you ask them, okay, awesome. Can you please send me your full address, details, stuff like that? You're going to need that to be able to send them out a replacement unit. All right. So you go back and forth with them for a little bit. And let me show you exactly how to send out that replacement unit. So what you're going to want to do is go into your FBA inventory and pick whichever product that they did buy. You can see this from their order number. So go to their order number, check what the product is, so you know which product they bought from you. And then you're going to go to, let's say it was this one, you click on create fulfillment order. Okay, so once you do that, it's going to take you to this page. If you didn't know that you could do this, this is how you send out fulfillment orders, okay, manually. So, you just put in whatever their name was, their street address. So let's say I'm just going to put something random in here. Okay. and then you put their province, etc., or their state, sorry. And then from there, you have the product. You make sure it's the correct product that shows up here. And then you have 3 options. You have standard, expedited, and priority. Okay, by the way, if you want to send in like a second product for whatever reason, let's say you have another variation, you just search it up here and you add also to this. Okay, that's how you do that. So most people are probably just going to click standard because they're cheap and they just want to do the cheapest. But to be honest, I always look at it, I'm like, okay, it's $1 more. Usually it'll be about $1.50 more to do expedited shipping, and you cut down the days from 6 days to 2 days. So why would you not just do expedited? Now, we're never going to do priority because priority gets pretty crazy. It's $7 more to save 1 day. So that's not worth it. But expedited is always worth it to do. So always do expedited, and then you just press place order, okay? And that's it, and it's done. And what you do then is you go back to the customer and you say, hey, we just shipped out your replacement unit. It should arrive by, and you can see the date here, January 18th. By the way, the whole time I've been doing this, it's always been correct. So it's like Amazon Prime shipping. It's always pretty accurate. So, and then you tell them, hey, it's going to come on January 18th. Again, so sorry for all the blah, 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 blah. If there are any problems, feel free to contact us again. And then that's how you end it. And it's key to remember that you cannot ask them to change the review. Okay, that is against terms of service. And that's going to get you, in a lot of trouble. So you have to assume that they most likely will do it on their own. So think of this when you do it as like a completely selfless act of kindness, and probably something that you should do anyways because you kind of, they're obviously not happy with the product that they bought. So that's that. Now, add this to your reminders. So what I usually do is I know that let's say it was supposed to come on January 18th, like we saw there, right? So probably on the 21st, I would leave a reminder to say, go and check back on this review to see if they changed it, okay? Because most people are only going to change the review once they actually receive the product, they see it's good, and they're happy. So that's what you do. So 3 days later, after they're supposed to receive it, go and check if the review has been changed. Now, I'd say about 70-80% of the time, the review has already been changed by the time you're going to go and check it again. Now, if it has not changed, which happens sometimes, follow up with the customer and frame it as if you're just checking up on them to make sure, hey, everything's good, you got the product, all that stuff, right? So you say, I'm just following up here, wanted to make sure you received the replacements, you're happy with them, they're good quality, and there's no problems. And usually what that does is, even if they forgot, people get busy, right? Even if they forgot, that kind of reminder, first of all, they're going to see it, they're going to come, they're going to message, yeah, it was awesome, thank you so much, right? And that's going to remind them to, shoot, I haven't changed the review yet. So they're going to go and they're going to change the review. So that's that. So just follow up with them once, and like I said, 90% of the time at this point, if you got to this point, they're going to change their review 90% of the time. Like, if you send them out a replacement, they're going to change their review. Now, if they don't originally answer the first default email that Amazon sends them, remember when I said you pick one of the two? What I usually do is, because it opens up a chat box already for you, 2 days after, if no one has followed up, maybe even 3 days, I just post the same message from above into the chat. So the one that says, hey, I'm so sorry to hear that, blah, blah, blah. That your product was, just kind of customize it to the review. If someone says like, oh, it was broken, right? So you say, oh, I'm sorry to hear that you got a broken product. We strive to make the best quality products. Okay, all that stuff. And technically you can message them through there, and you can probably follow it up a couple times, but I'm pretty sure that would probably be against terms of service. But if you don't abuse it, you probably are fine. You'll be fine. So that's that. So again, if they answer you, 90% of the time they will change the review. Okay, so that's how to change a good review or a bad review into a good review. Now, a lot of people think that, okay, why would I be sending them like a free unit and refunding them, and also maybe a second free unit? Like, that's crazy, and I'm also paying for expedited shipping. Like, this is so much money that I'm losing, right? So let's do the math. So one nugget review could cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars by lowering your conversions on your listing. Now, I'm saying each and every review, like bad review. So a 1-star could literally easily cost you $500 to $1,000, from people that stop purchasing your product. And over the lifetime of your product and your business, like, if your product is going to be there for a year, 2 years, 5 years, like whatever the time is, like lifespan of your product is, like, that one review could cost you tens of thousands of dollars, like tons of money, and you never will know how much it actually cost you. So at a minimum, I would say look at it, each review as costing you $500 to $1,000 in the next 6 months to a year. Okay, each negative review. So you have to take it very, very seriously. So product cost, let's assume, and this is probably on the higher end for some people, on the lower end from others, just as a random, kind of thing, right? Product cost is $10. If it costs you $10, express shipping is $6, so that's $16 plus whatever you refunded them. So product cost plus pick and pack fee, let's say $15. So realistically, you spent about $31 like out of your pocket, right? Like you spent $31 to make a customer happy, right? So that's like the black and white of it. Now, $31 is less than $100 to $1,000, right? So of the stuff that you're going to lose. So that's a good idea. And even at a 90% conversion rate, $31 is worth turn that bad review into a good one. So even though good reviews aren't worth, they're not going to make you tens of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars, whatever, a bad review will lose you that money. So spending $31 is very worth it, not only to make the customer happy and kind of do the right thing that you should have done from the beginning, but just for your own selfish reasons as well, right? It's gonna be 100% worth it. So this is also why in the last part of your message, you wait for them to answer you before you refund or send anything out as a replacement. So you never send any replacements or refund until they answer you, because you asked them, right? In the last one, you asked them, you said, let me go back here. You said, please let me know if you'd be interested, right? We would love to make it right with you. So make sure that they answer, because if they don't answer, you don't refund. Because, and if they do answer, like I said, 90% will change the review. Let's talk about how to actually remove a negative review. Let's assume they didn't answer. Let's assume they don't care. They're not interested, right? So what do? Let's talk about how to actually remove a review. So in this case, there's only certain things that qualify to be removed. So what qualifies to be removed? They need to be helpful and relevant. If they're not helpful or relevant to the situation of the product, they can be removed. They need to be respectful. If they're not, can be removed. No illegal activities mentioned. If they are any illegal stuff or anything weird, they can be removed. Anything that mentions price can be removed. I'm going to get back to this point later. Fake reviews. So if you can make your case, you can get them removed. So check the reviewer profile, make sure that it's verified. If it's not verified and there's no reviews, it's a new profile, and you haven't sold that many units, you can make your case to do that. And I actually have an example to show you in a second. So abuse or harassment, right? If they say anything abusive or whatever, can be removed. If it's in another language, let's say someone leaves it in I don't know, whatever, Spanish, in like the English marketplace. Well, I guess that one's the worst example I could do. But if they left like French in like the English marketplace or something like that, you can usually get it removed, or Russian, you can usually get it removed. If it's about the seller, right? If it's like seller feedback, can be removed. About shipment. So if they, got the product and it was late delivered, whatever, that's Amazon's fault. You're doing FBA, can be removed. About damaged product due to delivery, again, can be removed. Wrong product, again, Amazon's problem, can be removed. Unverified can potentially be removed also. All right, so those are really what can be removed. Again, this is not 100%. Actually, in fact, this is very difficult to do, and I'm going to show you some ways to do that in a second. But first, let me show you an example to show you that this does work. So basically, when I was launching a product, a new product to the marketplace, we had no reviews, and we were working on getting the reviews and all that kind of stuff. And we got a review that was a 1-star, and it was an unverified review. And when you see that, and you're about to launch it, like your stomach just drops, because you're like, wow, this is horrible. And the thing was, we hadn't really even sold any units yet, right? We were just selling, to friends and family and stuff like that. So we literally maybe sold like 3 units at the time. And I was like, this is impossible, right? This is 100% a fake review because we've only sold to like friends and family. The product has not been like listed anywhere. Like no random people have bought it. And I'm like, wow, I know how difficult it is to get the reviews removed. So I continued to spam Amazon and try to get it gone and try to make my case. So if you can make your case, it can work. So here we have a few, June 19th, 2021, June 19th, 2021. So I opened 2 cases on the same day. They transferred them. And then on the 22nd, I opened a new case. Again, it says transferred. But when I actually opened the case, let me show you something interesting. So I told them basically, this is the format, right? I'll show you how to actually open up this case in a little bit. Basically, you have to go into like the help section and stuff. But you say what the ASIN is, the title of the review. You have the reviewer's name, the date that the review had, and then you have to send a direct link to the actual link. I'll show you how to do that in a second. And then there's a required action. You go, what I said is this review violates Amazon community terms of service. The product is brand new and has never been sold before. The customer has never purchased the product and never received the product. His review is not based on actual product experience. His review is unverified and could not have been based on our product since the product has never been sold anywhere before. I mean, the English is not great. I just kind of tossed this together. It is completely unhelpful for Amazon customers and it's violating terms of service. Please remove the review. Now, they didn't actually answer or anything, but one day I woke up and it was gone. And here's like proof of that, right? When you click on the review is gone. Usually if you click that, it would take you to the review page. So for example, let me open up a product review for you here. So for example, let's say this is your product. You go to reviews, right? And so what you'd have to do basically is you have the review here and you'd be able to click this and it will take you to the link, right? So this is the link of where you get it from. So you go to your review and you find the link there, right? And so, the link that I just showed you is not showing up anymore because the review has been removed. So it definitely does work. You just have to make your case. I'm also going to in a second show you exactly, what cases to make and how to get those removed in like certain situations. But first, let me go to the Seller Central page and show you where to actually or rather how to open up a case to get this removed, right? So you go to this page, you go to Get Support at the bottom, then you're gonna go to Selling on Amazon. I usually click here, and then you wanna go to, is it somewhere here? Yeah, so you go to Product Listing Inventory, Product Reviews, you click on that, and it's gonna auto-populate this for you. And you have to answer these questions here. So answer the same ones as I did, as I showed you, and also obviously show them why, make the case why. So this is the template you can use, or you can use the one I wrote before. Basically write your own in your own words. It's really not that difficult, but you basically say this review is fake, which violates Amazon guidelines under be helpful and relevant or whatever. We request that you please remove it to provide helpful and honest feedback to our customers, okay? So let me just explain to you a few things before you start doing this. So sometimes you'll need to play around with the formatting of the ticket. You can submit one, they'll decline it. You submit another one, they'll decline it. So play around with that, right? Write it yourself and figure out how to make it the most effective for your situation, right? You need to try many times. Even the ones you saw me there, I think it took me 3 or 4 times to get my review removed. Truthfully, you're probably gonna have a 5 to 10% success rate with this, right? It's gonna take a little bit of work on your part. And you just have to remember that you just need to convince one person, right? Just one person at Amazon, like sitting on the computer, and they read your thing and they either click yes, remove the review, or no, don't remove the review. So you just need to convince one person to believe what you're saying. So keep working on this hard, be persistent. It's, could take, tens of cases to do this. And even then sometimes it might not work. So keep being persistent. Now, before we move on to that little bit of a gray hat tactic that I told you we were gonna talk about in a little bit, I want to actually just talk to you about, what makes the reviews, like what reviews can be taken down and why, right? So this is a really interesting one. So I'm going to leave this page in the description. You can go and read it, but basically it's good to know. One really important thing to remember here is like sometimes people say, this product sucks. Like you can get something cheaper at Walmart, for $10 less, right? That's something you can actually get removed from Amazon. So listen, it goes, customer reviews or questions, answers. So for example, so this is something that's permitted. This is an example that is permitted. For $29.99, this blender has outperformed my expectations, right? That's okay. That's a kind of good way to use pricing. But if they say something like this, example, found this here for $5 less than in my local store, that's not okay. So you can see how if someone says, don't buy this one, it's $20, you can get this at $15 from Walmart, that's against terms of service, okay? You can get that removed. So anything with pricing and stuff like that, you might as well just try it because probably, it's possible to get it removed. Respect others, right? So they say no defamatory, harassing, threatening kind of stuff, no obscene pornographic stuff, and you can just go read through this, no lewd messages, no, blah, blah, no promotions, sexual content, illegal activity. So if someone says this product is so bad it makes me want to kill myself, right? That's something that you can actually get removed. Right, so joking about physical harm or financial harm to yourself, others, or all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's that. And really, I would take some time to go through this because there's some stuff in here that's actually gold in terms of like you might not even know that some of the reviews on your product can be removed just by reading this and knowing what's against Amazon's terms of service. Remember too that the most important thing for Amazon is that the review is helpful to others. So if you can make a case that the review is not helpful or somehow deceiving customers, they will remove it. All right, so like promised, I'm gonna show you kind of some gray hat stuff, so put your gray hats on. But this is a little bit, like I said, against terms of service, so do this at your own risk. Probably not a good idea, but I want you to know what people are doing so you understand what's happening, okay? So basically there is this product, right? When you go to reviews, for example, you can see that there's the section that shows up is not most recent reviews. So you can see most recent reviews here, all pretty good reviews, right? But what actually shows up is top reviews. And top reviews kind of makes things a little bit complicated on Amazon. So as you can see, the number one review is, has 154 helpful votes, right? So it has the most helpful votes out of everything here. And also it's by a top 100 reviewer, so it has this little badge. So the top reviews, the way it works is that it's going to show it looks at the profile of the reviewer, so how trustworthy they are, how long they've been doing it, and all that kind of stuff. They have algorithms to figure that out. And also obviously how many helpful votes the review is, because Amazon just wants reviews to be helpful. So if there's a lot of helpful votes on those reviews, they will show up in the top review section. Also, it looks at the quality of the reviewer, okay? So that's why, even though if you go to, most of these reviews, 84% are 5 stars and 94% are 5 or 4 stars. But if you go through it, you can see, look, there's one that has a 1 star, there's 2 that has a 1 star, 3 that has a 1 star, right? Even though 1-star reviews only make up 2% of this listing's total star ratings, there's 3 out of the top 8 here. I think it's 8, right? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So out of the top 8, there's 3. So that's obviously not like statistically the way it should be, right? So most of these should be 5 stars if we're just doing it like that. But obviously these reviews have had some helpful votes, and so they show up higher in the top review section. Now, a lot of people, when they go to a product, right, they're just going to click on the product, they're going to click on the reviews, and they're going to start reading the reviews, right? And as you see, there's bad reviews up here, and that is a problem for this person. But let me show you an example of someone who's messing around with these reviews, right? So here's one product. They have 2,954 reviews, right? And if I click on them, they have 31% 5-star and 30% 1-star. So almost as many 5 stars as there are 1 stars. So you'd expect there to be 30% of the top reviews to be negative. But if you go to the top review section, you start scrolling down underneath, you can see it's a 5-star, 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 1-star, 5-star, 5-star. So 7 out of 8 are perfect 5 stars. So even though this listing is a 3-star out of 5, right? It's 3 out of 5, which means as many people who this is a horrible product, right? If you go to the top reviews, they're all good. And if you go to most recent, you probably see something more accurate, right? Like, so there's 2 stars. I mean, even then, right? 1 star. So you have a good mix of stuff. The reason this is happening is because they're manipulating their helpful votes. So if you have a product review that's, not working, Amazon's not taking them down and they're really hindering your sales, you can get yourself and maybe some other people that friends, family, stuff like that, to come and press report abuse. That is going to show Amazon and their algorithms that people don't like this review for whatever reason. Maybe it's not good, or all that kind of stuff, and it will start to show Amazon that review lower on the Amazon top reviews page. And if you go to like a positive review and you press helpful, and you get some friends and family and stuff like that to press helpful, or other people, there's even like black hat kind of companies that do this, it will bring those reviews up to the top. So a really important thing is to make sure that your top review sections don't have any 1-star reviews, right? Because that's where people scroll down to the most part. So that's kind of a gray hat / kind of way to kind of push down the bad reviews and push up the good reviews. Again, don't do this crazily. Like, if you have some friends and family who can help you do this, then go ahead. A lot of people, literally a lot of people, so many people are doing this. But make sure this is at your own risk, because this is against terms of service. But that's how people are manipulating kind of what shows up in the reviews. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, remember to subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to put out a lot more content like this. And also, I'm going to let YouTube kind of pick a video for you. So that's a video that you should, according to YouTube, like. So go ahead and watch that one. And I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.